Hmm. 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 Mm-hmm. I'm back. I know that's a surprise. um, so let's see. I would like to apologize for the delay. Because yeah, I was gone for several days. I was at Animation Y'all. It's the second year of Animation Y'all having happened. So that's where I was. I was down in Nashville, Tennessee for about the last 5 days, 5 days or so. And I forgot that I needed to turn off my Twitch stream schedule. So then that way people would know that I was gone. So for anyone who was like, wow, where'd Chris go? Why isn't he streaming today? Well, that's the reason. I forgot to turn off my streaming schedule. So either way, I am back for now. And sleepier than ever. See, you thought in the past I was sleepy. This time I'm really sleepy. Because I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. Part of the reason of that is because I was reading, what was it? The Remembrances of the Elephant Man, written by the doctor who took care of him. Because I purchased it, and I was reading it last night. It's a pretty short read, but I found it pretty insightful and interesting. Okay. So, either way, what is this? What is this stream? For all those who don't know, this is Master Shots Volume 2 Challenge. Master Shots Volume 2 is a book by Christopher Kenworthy, which is about cinematography and how to set up shots. And I am a storyboard artist, so I find this book to be very, very useful. The challenge that I do is that I try to combine two separate sections from the book Master Shots Volume 2 by using a random dice generator, and then combining them and trying to draw for an average of one drawing for every 15 to 20 seconds for 22.5 minutes straight. Ideally, by the end of this, I'll have somewhere between like 80 to 90 drawings done, and then I'll also have a better understanding of two different sections from the book. That being said, as I have mentioned earlier, I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. So, results may vary, to put it lightly. I know last time I said I was going to be starting a Kickstarter as well, because there's a film project I want to make. But I got a whole bunch of feedback from people on different ideas on how to manage it, and so I'm going through those ideas right now before I start. Okay. All right, so let's roll the dice and see what session 11's can be. Okay. Okay. Section 4.4, central character. All right, let's do this. Okay. This is an easy concept, so I will draw it out for you. Let's see. Starting to talk like some. Okay, so section 4.4. Let's change the brush size. Central character. Ooh. Yeah, geez Louise, this is the least amount of sleep I think I've ever done on a stream. I need to fix my sleep schedule desperately. This whole Twitch streaming thing, actually part of the reason I did this was to like make a schedule for myself to get up early in the morning and to like, you know, manage what I do better. But ironically, I don't think I've actually adjusted the sleeping aspect of it. I wake up early, I just don't sleep early. All right, central character. What is this? So, a central character scene is when you have a character who is pressed between two other characters who maybe they are happy or angry at each other or something like that. So here'd be another example. Maybe there's someone who's kind of like, he's cowering. He's like, ooh. And maybe he's sitting in a chair and there's like two people that are getting really mad at each other or something like that. And they're all sitting here. And this feels so weird. Sorry, because I've only been gone for like, what, 4 or 5 days? And already I'm like, oh, my drawing skills have decreased. So central character scene is where there's one character that's sandwiched between two different characters. And a lot of the drama or comedy comes from the fact that they are a midway point between whatever these other two characters are bickering about. And so then, maybe he looks over to see what the other person's response is. And the other person's even more mad. So it's not a very complicated concept. I'd say it's probably better used in comedies and whatnot. Because it's just characters stuck between two different characters, and they're being used as the pivot point for the interaction. So yeah, I don't think there's anything really much more to explain about it, but either way, we got to fit this in there. All right, let's see. Let's roll another one. Ooh, okay. Section 10.4. Let's see. Is this even a section in the book? Sense of location. What the heck is that? It's not a description of a dialogue scene. It's more of an adjective. Oh, okay. This is gonna be a complicated one to... Man, this is not one for me to use with my low brain power right now. Let me read through this. I don't think this is one I've actually done in this book before. I thought I did this whole book, but I'm starting to realize that I don't think I ever got through all of section 10. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright. So, section 10.4 in the book is called Sense of Location. So what is sense of location, you may ask? So what this is when I guess I'm confused as to how this is how this relates to dialogue scenes. But either way, all it's saying is that if someone's talking, or if there's a conversation with someone, so let's say here's someone who's like talking and maybe one of their friends is behind them, and that as they're talking, that there's also events happening in the background. So like, let's say maybe they're like on a rooftop at a bar or something like that, and there's like people in the background. And then as he's like walking and talking, he leans up against the railing. And he's like, yo, what's up with that empire? It's pretty chill. You should like join it, yo. And then like, as he's having a discussion with the other person, there's enough negative space see here on screen, right? To see maybe the things he's talking about. So maybe there's like a big parade or something down on the street below, and maybe what he's talking about relates to the parade. And he's like, you know, I was scarred as a child when I saw Garfield die at the Macy's Day Parade. It was really messed up. You know. Then we see, like, I don't know, Snoopy float by. This is exactly what Snoopy looks like at the Macy's Day Parade. You know. It was traumatic. By the way, so that is kind of what sense of location is supposed to be. The idea is that as someone's talking, that you're using the background and the location to give context to the conversation and to show that something's happening. And so that the characters are in a real environment where real things are happening, instead of having characters feel like they're just on a static set. So this is going to be weird because, okay, there's a lot of fun ways to do this combination. I'm just going to be honest. There's a lot of really fun ways to do this. Because these two, okay, sorry, I keep on saying, it's probably my low brain power now, but like, because central character you usually imagine as a more static kind of scene, and sense of location is something you usually do more for tracking shots, or like a long take or a oneer or anything like that, where you're using the environment. And these two things don't need to conflict with each other. Because I could have a central character thing where the characters are sitting down and then maybe the center character gets up and then that goes to the sense of location. But it would almost be more fun to do. Okay, sorry. I'm going to explain this. I'm going to explain this as I'm talking. So for instance, technically what I could do is I could do something like this where story beat 1 is like characters are sitting down, like, you know, on a subway bus or something like that. And maybe, sorry, I'm gonna scroll in. Yeah, maybe there's these two people that are like arguing on a bus and everyone's sitting or something like that. And so I could use that as like a central, you know, character thing where here's this person who's arguing. So I go, "Arr, arr, 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 arr." And they're holding on to the little handle thingy that you got on your bus. And there's other people here, or train, whatever it is, subway. And then, you know, other person's bickering. Our character looks over. Here's the other person on the other side of them, who's even more mad. So what's the big idea? Idea. So yeah, you could do something like that, and then, you know, the subway doors open or something like that, and those two characters are arguing. Subway doors open, you know, chink, like that. I'm gonna show the panel in between them. And they open, and then our main character walks out. See, that would be a very simple way to do a sense of location. And maybe he's like on his cell phone or something like that. Like someone calls him on his cell phone. Hotline bling. And he leaves, and then we could go to as I said, a sense of location shot where he like walks by the camera and he goes into a new environment where there's people in a new setting where he's talking. See, what the heck? I'm not just boarding two completely different scenes. Oh, hey. Hey, someone new's on the stream. Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, no. Did you catch the beginning part of this? Uh, or like how this works? I wasn't sure because I wasn't looking at the chat. I really wish that there was a sound effect that would play whenever someone would message in the chat because I feel bad when someone sends a message and then I'm like too deep in thought and then like 20 minutes later I'm like, oh, someone messaged me. Yeah. Um. Yeah, let me know if you caught the first bit of this, because if you didn't, I'll re-explain kind of what I'm doing here, just so that it's not too like weird and confusing as to what I'm doing. So yeah, let me know. So either way, so we could do this shot like this, and then we can use the I don't know where he's at. He's like he's in Busan or something like that. There is not. Yeah, there's buses that actually go up to that location, Busan. So let's just say he's in Busan. And so he's like really high up on the, whatever that one old town is. The like only surviving town from the Korean War, that you can explore. And it's got the little prince. Very pretty location. So yeah, you could do something like that. So that's how we could combine these two concepts. We could combine central character and sense of location to do something like that. However, I'm leaning towards this is a very boring way to do that. That is my opinion. I feel like this is a very basic way to do this type of scene. So I am overthinking this by a lot. Okay. You know, here we're gonna do this. We're gonna do something new. I think. Okay. Alright, we're doing something new. I have spare time this morning because the work that I have to do today is not due for a little bit, so we can mess around. Yeah, okay. So let's say session 11 options. Cool. All right. Okay. So I'm going to say that alternatively, what we could do for this, which might be fun, is doing the central character concept with the environment. Hold on, I need a smaller brush. This brush is too big. Yeah, these two characters are bickering or something like that in their chairs. They're sitting down and they're like leaning over and they're getting mad at each other. That maybe you could use the environmental location to make their dialogue funny, so that as this person's arguing, you know, we cut over to them, that you can actually see things in the background that are happening. Like, you know, there's a, you know, we keep on going back to spaceships because I keep on using them for convenience. You know, there's like a spaceship landing and there's like a ceremony or something going on for the landing of this spaceship in the background. And then over here for the other character, we could have something else happening when we cut over to them that maybe contrast with that, where maybe it's like the news, you know, and it's like, you know, it's I don't know what the news would say. See, that's the problem, is that to do this would be very plot dependent on like actually knowing the dialogue inside and out. So you could have something like news, captain of spaceship is, you know, here's the captain of the spaceship, you know, is evil, you know, he's bad, he's no good, something like that. So you could actually just visually show the like different views and stances from the characters while using the background. This, of course, would have to be used for something that's much more comedic and funny, because this is super on the nose to do a scene like this. And then the character in the center is, he's nervous. We have this low angle shot. Maybe they're both trying to convince him. They want to know what his thoughts or opinions are on this matter. They're like, yeah, come on. What do you think? Do you like that the spaceship's here? Do you like the captain? Do you think he's evil? They're circling him. They want to know his political views on this. And then, he says something like, he's like, I'm an independent. Or something like that. Anyway. So that could be one way to actually combine both of these concepts, where the central character and the sense of location are actually overlapping. Instead of them being two separate events, they're actually the same event. The problem with that is that requires me to know the dialogue inside and out, which I do not know because I'm making this up as I go along. Okay. Okay, I think. Okay, I think I know what I want to do with this. Okay. Sorry, again. Hold on, I'm gonna take some sips of coffee. Again, I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, so I'm like, my brain is gone. So give me a second. I'm mentally preparing, and I also have my interval timer, which I am about to start. I think I have a good idea for how the scene's gonna go. And I might capitulate and just do the thing that I said I wasn't going to do, because that's the easiest way to do it. So. Alright. Gotta get my head in the game. Cool. Alrighty. I'm going to try and do straight ahead storyboarding. I mean, not using thumbnail view. I remember I got really good results when doing the thumbnail view last time. I think for this, I don't want it. Alright, cool. Let's see. Now, what aspect ratio do I want this to be in? Because this is a very square ratio. I think I'm going to switch this to CinemaScope. I think that makes the most sense. I actually hate CinemaScope now. Never mind. I do not want it to be CinemaScope. Yeah, whatever. What the heck. Alright. Okay. Setting up my shot. Let's see. Alright, 90 panels. Let's see if I can make it. Right. Got my... Okay. This will be cool. Right, gonna start the timer in 3, 2. Oh, there's sirens outside. Okay, cool. It's not for my location. All right, go. Okay, I'm gonna start with some sort of cellular device. I'm typing. I'm actually doing this in reverse because I forgot. I actually wanted us to start even closer on the screen and have it upside down so we can see like text messages that are upside down or something like that. So it's like bloop, bloop, you know, bloop, bloop, bloop. So we'll have a little, let's see, as he's texting. Whatever sci-fi future he's in. I'm going to move my microphone just a little bit. It is very close to my head. In the future, people still text. Sorry, I didn't emphasize. This is in the future, as per always. There's like a robot character next to him. This like robot. Let's see, which way is he facing? So this is gonna be like a walk and talk kind of scene. So the idea that I had is that as they're walking and talking, so this robot guy hold on. Because he's bigger, I don't think his acting should be moving as much. I want there to be like an AI character that's like popping up on the screens behind them. It's like tracking them, you know, because they can only teleport from one screen to the next. And so then this guy, I'm going to just need to copy and paste him. Like that. Just going to put him on an A/B cycle. Okay. And so this robot over here, he was talking. I don't know what he's talking about, but he's talking about robot things. And this AI character keeps on popping up closer and closer to them. And it's like, hey, why aren't you listening to me? So it's like a little character on a TV screen. They're walking by a whole bunch of TV screens or something like that. And this robot character, you know, he's just walking along. Maybe he's responding. You know, the best way to do this is probably to board each action separately. Basically do all of the AI characters' scenes, and then yeah, do all the AI characters' scenes, and then do the robots acting, because the robot is supposed to be more stoic, and then the AI on the screens, his is supposed to be more active acting, and so then he's the primary actor in this whole scene. So here's like another TV screen that he's hopping to. But he's bigger in this one. He has his hands like pressed up against the screen, but there can be like text or something that's in the way. Unfortunately, my perspective lines are getting wonky. It's like news. Give me a second. I'm gonna increase this A/B cycle just a little bit. I don't know for how long. Yeah, he's trying to catch up. And so this guy. He's basically ran out of space. And then maybe there's going to be one more big screen over here. And then yeah, so he's going, he's going. He comes over here. Actually, hold on. Let's put a delay. I want to put a delay for emphasis. There's like a gap between these two screens. Maybe there's like an alleyway or something. Just kind of feels right in my opinion. There should be a gap here before he gets to like an even bigger close-up. I'm going to split this and then actually move the camera. So whatever argument or point he just made is going to be something that is worth the camera looking over for. You know, it's like the point he just made while he's talking on the screen is worthy of now rotating the camera. Like that. He's like, dude, seriously. It's like, what are you guys doing? I'm an AI. That's not what he's talking about, but some drama that's related to the plot. And so we're gonna have the news flashing as he's like walking through the screen. News flash. And so he's like, dude, he's like, it's about to get dangerous out there. He's like, what do you think you guys are doing? Like, you're walking into a trap or something like that. And so so because he's on a TV screen, we can have that flash on the screen very conveniently. So this is how we're getting the sense of location, because we are having a character that's on the screen who's talking in a long shot and tracking shot, which then enables us to get multiple plot points across. So this is going to be like a, I don't know, like a semi-helicopter view of something, of some sort of shenanigans going on downtown or something. Maybe there's like protesters and there's riots or something, and explosions and things going on. I don't know what, but this is like a shot from a city rooftop or something. There's like the equivalent of futuristic helicopters. So I got this footage of things happening, and we can see his eyes in between the panels as he's still talking to them. It's like news, boom. So then that news flash. And so we have a picture of I don't know, some sort of totalitarian leader or someone up on a stage. Just so we're using cliches here. You know, this isn't highly original. We're just trying to get in, I don't know, angry protesters. They're angry about something. You know, angry mob was mad that leader intentionally put atrazine in the water or something like that. I don't know. Yup. It's affecting the frogs. And so he's gonna peek around from like behind the news flash. See, this is why it's fun to have characters on screens. Like what was it? Spider-Verse. They came to the same conclusion with the what's her name? Spider-Bite or whatever, the little AI. Like having a character that can jump from screen to screen to any location is always a lot of fun. Because actually in general, having a character that can teleport around is one of the most fun things to board. So like for DC Heroes United, Blue Beetle was the exact same thing, where he could just teleport and be in any position on the screen that I wanted him to be at. And so it made it super fun to board him. Because it was just like, I need him on screen left all of a sudden. It's like, I need him on screen right. It's like, okay, he can just teleport there because he's Blue Beetle. That fits within his character. And so this is kind of the same thing I'm going for, is where you have a character that can be at any location at any time. But then you can use it comedically by limiting when you show them, or by suddenly moving away or removing their ability to move. You have him peek around the corner here. He's like, that could be any of you. You could die next. Maybe he looks around the corner as if he's like, he's doing something sneaky. He's gonna point. He's gonna point directly into the camera. He's gonna be like, that could be you. And his finger should touch the screen. Dunk. See a little smudge or something. And then what that's gonna do is that's gonna motivate the camera turning. That boop action, bunk, motivates the camera turn to our friend over here who was walking, who is still texting on his phone, because he does not care about any of this information that he's just told. Give me a second. I'm gonna give myself some more thumbnails. And so the only person, so let's see. It's gonna be here. Robot is gonna be here. He's gonna seem like he's kind of above it all. Which way should I have him? Should I have him like that? Yeah, let's have him like that. Okay. So you. So we have him walking here. This guy on his cell phone, or whatever futuristic device it is he's texting on. And robot guy is like, you know, we will crush anyone who stops us on our mission or something like that. You know, we pivoted the camera on to a lower angle, just so that he feels big. Maybe there's some sort of like police sirens going off, like these hovercraft here. So then that way we get a sense that they're moving into danger. And those hovercraft in the background are going to help motivate a camera move. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to have some screens that are lower to the ground. So
So you see what we're going to do is we're going to have, like there was some sort of dead end here. So where the big screens were. And then we're going to have some screen. Ah, man, what would be a good explanation for this? Why is there a screen lower to the ground? I don't know, it's the future. They have screens everywhere. The cost of TVs is like nothing. So now he feels smaller. You know, because he's lower to the ground. Mm. He's like, I don't think this is gonna go out well for you. I don't know why this line is sticking out there. He's gonna drag behind a little bit. That's gonna motivate the camera to go back up to the guy on his cell phone. And robot guy. Even more determined to prove his worth or something. I don't know what he says, but whatever he says, it is in conflict with the AI character. We're at an even lower angle. And we're gonna pan back. Okay, so that was technically the end of session 1. And I did not even get to anywhere as many drawings as I wanted. But I'm going to continue the session. Because I like this scene so far. Alright, I got 61 drawings in 22 minutes. So that's pretty good. Part of the reason this one is taking longer is because I was actually writing text on the screen. And I also have 3 characters. So that makes things a little trickier. Text is a big adder of time, because writing something actually takes longer than it does to draw a lot of images. So that's my excuse. Okay, this shot actually needs to be fixed. I do not like how this turned out. Give me a second. I feel like there needs to be an explanation of him descending between these 2 shots. There needs to be like a visual that's like, hey, he ran out of TV screen space. Where the next closest TV was down there. Here's him, I don't know, there's his hand reaching in. there's him moving across. Okay. Cool. Well, that's session 1. I am going to do a session 2 because I like the way the scene was going. I really like the character dynamics, and yeah, cool. Well, I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break. Okay, maybe not a 5-minute break, but I'm gonna take a teeny tiny break, just because it is a little exhausting to draw that fast. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see. Where can this scene go? I mean, I think I already know where this scene is going to go, but yeah, I feel like there actually might be too many big camera moves. I'm a little suspicious that maybe everything dealing with the robot should have been a subtle camera move. So it's just like a small move, so then that way it doesn't feel like I'm trying to think. I'm trying to explain the logic behind it. That he isn't having to move the camera very much. That the camera naturally doesn't move very far with him, to show that he's stronger, at least in terms of the argument. But yeah. Okay, cool. All right, moving forward. Moving forward. All right. All right, let's do the next session. Okay, so all right, I need to start my timer. Yeah. Basically, what's going to happen is these two characters are just going to, their arguing is going to get more and more aggressive. And he's going to fill up this big screen that just shows up right here. So he's going to go upwards. Yep. He's like, yeah, and you are going to die. You know, some sort of big moment. And so then that motivates a quick turn where our guy in the middle, who's Still texting on his phone. Gets pushed aside by Robot Man. He's like, hey, whoa. He's like, I'm not gonna have any of that. I'm not gonna have any of that negative quitter talk. And our friend here. Hold on. What's he gonna do? He's gonna swoosh on by. I'm gonna see, like, I don't know, an alley or something like that. Something over here. Okay, he still has his cell phone in his hand. He's walking away towards it. Maybe there's a balcony in the distance. Because I said I wanted to get that balcony in there. This might be too long of a moment, but I want it to be revealed that there's like hover police cars made like rockets or something flying. And so he's, you know, that I don't like that. I'm just gonna have him here, still texting on this banister, or on this railing. But maybe we see like city buildings or something like that. And he's as we loom over his shoulder, we can see his phone, his text messages. See, I wonder how weird it's going to be in the future, explaining people text messages. If it becomes like a technology that's no longer relevant. I think just the concept. So what we're going to see is that the city street below. So we're going to see these like hover cop cars and rockets and stuff flying or something like that. So all of the noise and drama is going to be below him. We're going to use these vertical lines from the buildings to motivate the camera to look down. And we're going to see his phone there. He's typing. All the drama is happening down there. It's like an explosion or something. And we're gonna rotate around him. Because I'm showing off at this point. And then he's going to look away from his phone just a little bit. So he's going to actually look down at the commotion that's there. He's going to take a picture of it, you know, with his phone, with the commotion. Look down at it. You know, hit send. Bloop. He's gonna look back down for a second. He's gonna put his phone away. And he's gonna then swing to screen left. We're just gonna motivate the camera to rise up. And do something kind of like this. We can see him here in the foreground. And then we can see the two characters bickering at each other. The robot on this one. They're yelling at each other or something. This is the long corridor they came down. Here's the AI's hands against the TV screen or whatever. Okay. I feel like you should take up more screen space. Alright. So we're gonna see these guys are still yelling at each other. They get maybe a little closer. Hands a little bigger. We can put them on a separate layer. He's gonna do a finger snap. Maybe he invented both of these characters. Maybe he built the robot and he built the AI or something like that. And so these are both of his. Okay. Sorry, I just did a finger snap. Maybe you heard that. What was it? I just need to draw my hand and see what that looks like. But then both of them are gonna look over at him. And then he's gonna be like, just gonna have this simple shot where he's like, you know, it's like we're here. He's just gonna turn around. And he's gonna climb up onto the railing. And jump off. Because he's got a plan, and he has hover boots or something like that. I don't know what. And so then we're going to cut on that to this shot of him falling over the edge and leaving our two robot companions. Sitting there waiting, or a little confused. Hmm. And they like maybe look at each other. Okay, I think that is enough for this scene. I think that more than covers what's needed for this. So, let's go through this scene. Okay, how many drawings I get done? Like what? That's 54 plus what, 63? So, you know, good 113 drawings. Not my fastest, but not bad. Okay. So, either way, what are the goals? The goals were to get a central character between two other characters who are talking, and to get a sense of location where there's background elements that are informing the audience as to where we are and what's going on during the dialogue scene. So what do we have? We have to see it, you know, text messages on a cell phone or something, characters typing. And he, you know, maybe the conversation isn't going well in the text messages. Robot guy's talking to him. He's like, blah, 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 blah. And then AI guy is also talking to him. And so AI guy in the background's like trying to catch up to them. He's like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, dude, don't you know this is a trap? Like, this is a really bad idea. It's like, it's dangerous out there. It's like, you know, here's the news. All these people are dead. And it's like, you know, it could be you. And the robot's like, no, we shall not fail, or something like that. And there's like these like police cars or sirens or things going on in this sky. And he's like, no, seriously. It's like, I hate to say it. It's like, I don't think you're gonna make it. The robot guy's like, no, we shall not fail, or something like that. And then we pan over, and then he gets really big because there's a big screen. It's like, dude, listen to me. It's like, whoa, what'd you say? And he pushes our main character out the side. And so they're bickering, you know, off screen, they're shouting or something like that at each other. So he keeps on walking forward. He looks down. He sees all the commotion and explosions down there. And the camera keeps on moving. He looks down. He takes a picture of it. He sends it to somebody. He looks over. He's like, hey, guys. I'm like, It's like, we're here. We gotta go. He jumps down. I'm like, what? Oh, you know what would be better? Robot guy. He keeps on moving because he knows that he's won the conversation technically, because they are continuing to move forward just like he said they would. So he should continue to walk to show that he's won the conversation. And I deleted the wrong layer. Okay. Here, I'm going to use a bigger brush to show that he's in front of the screen. He's going to jump up. And then he's going to, fall down. And he'll be gone. And I can copy and paste this image. Hey, this works. He should be looking curiously. He should be like peering down. You know, he's like trying to look over. Huh? You know, he like maybe nervously looks behind himself. He looks both ways, like he's doing something he doesn't want to do. And then he moves forward. So he moves up and out. Then the camera would follow him through a maybe a series of screens, showing that he's descending down with them. So here would be the handlebar in the foreground. And maybe we'd see like a series of TV screens here that he's like descending down. Something like that. Sorry, I'm making the sound effects of the what kind of sounds are happening in this scene. Cool. Well, I am happy with the scene. So yeah, here's this last little bit. He snaps his fingers. They look over. He's like, gotta go. He jumps down. Gotta go. He's like, oh man. Alright. And he's gonna descend down with them into the chaos. So there's gonna be like explosions and hover cars and stuff going down there. Alright, well, I gotta go. I got work to do. But thank you all for watching. Yeah, this was fun. This was fun. It was on 4 hours of sleep, but it was fun. Alrighty. Well, have a great rest of your day. Bye. As soon as I can click this button.